Hello, 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 and good morning. It is Monday, and it is July. What's today's date? I don't know. I think it's the 24th, 5th, 6th, the 27th. It should be the 27th of July. It is 9:14 in the morning, and I am about to go see my classroom for the first time. I'll probably tell y'all more like when I get inside, but I just wanted to do like a pre-thing while sitting in the car. I am going on my 4th year of teaching. I started a YouTube channel my 1st year, but I think like being a 1st year teacher, the only person in my program and, trying to get acclimated, it really was difficult to try to like do YouTube and do that at the same time. But now I've like gotten the hang of it and things like that. I think I'm pretty decent. So I'm transitioning in my teaching career. And so I thought it would be kind of cool to bring it back, and to go into it again, as well as, sharing some different things that I've learned over the years. And, especially in this time of pandemic, there's a lot of changes and things that are happening. So just being able to document journey, and film this transition. So we were allowed to schedule times to come to the school in like block sections. And so the first time was from 9 to 12. So I just wanted to go ahead and get it done before like I lose like my afternoon or whatever. So because I'm transitioning from schools, I'm moving from a high school to a middle school. So, and I'm transitioning from being an art teacher. I don't know what that was. I'm transitioning from being an art teacher to a career and professional skills teacher. So I just want to kind of go in here and see what my classroom looks like, see what I need, what I don't need. I'll probably try to space the desk 6 feet apart so I can see what my spacing will look like, because I want the kids to be able to not have to wear their mask. If we put them 3 feet apart, they'll have to keep their mask on in the classroom. So I'm thinking I want to try to do 6 feet and just hope that that's enough room. But then based on that, that will determine the things that I bring back or bring out of my old classroom. So I'm excited, y'all. I look sleepy because I am sleepy. I was so excited that I was up to like 3 in the morning looking on Pinterest and watching videos on YouTube and just getting excited for this moment. So we were supposed to have training this week, but because they pushed the start of school back to the 20th, everything kind of got pushed back from there. So I am nervous as I don't know what, because I'm going to be going in here and saying hello to people for the very first time after only talking to them over the camera on Zoom. So that's going to be interesting. I got dressed like 3 times because it's like I'm coming in here to work and they said it was a little hot. So I didn't want to be overdressed, but then I didn't want to be too underdressed. So I just settled for like some gaucho like pants. They kind of have like a dressy look to them. And then this shirt that I wore that says airplane mode from when I went to Dubai in January. So let's go. It's day 1. I'm going to be coming today and I'm going to come back tomorrow. And then I'll probably wait until we're allowed to come back on campus next week, when we start our training on the 6th. So let's get going. Somebody's pulling up, so I'm gonna get off the camera because they're probably already watching me from the inside of the building. So hard to be cute and safe at the same time. My earrings. Okay, so I am officially in my classroom and I'm so excited. I'm so excited, y'all. So I'm in my classroom and the first thing that makes me excited is that bad boy over there. So I am going to start by kind of just moving things around, I guess. I'll give you guys a little look-see. It's definitely smaller than my last classroom, but again, I was an art teacher, so, and I had 69 like kids at one time, so I guess I needed the room. But sorry, y'all are like, yeah. So I think I'm going to start with just kind of making it a clean slate. So I'm gonna take this funky tape off this board, and then probably make a little list of things that I need. Or I'll probably have to do that on paper because I didn't bring any like markers or anything like that. And then I'll probably start going through these cabinets that I have, and seeing what's in here, what I don't want in here, like how much I need to throw away, things like that. And like I said, the biggest thing is the desk and figuring out where they're gonna go. Let me get my big head all the way out the camera. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start with that. We're only allowed to be in here, like I said, from 9 to 12 p.m. So I definitely probably will work till about maybe 11, and then go down there to meet with my principal, and try to go over like some curriculum. I'm the first person. This was a new position that they created. So basically I'm going in and starting from scratch. So we're just kind of gonna meet to like brainstorm about where I'm thinking of taking it and things like that. And I've already worked on it outside of the school, like, you know, in my own time. So it's really just kind of coming together and sharing. Y'all, I need to get my hair done. Coming together and sharing with him some of the things that I've thought about as far as places that we could take the course. So I'll definitely do that, but I'm gonna start with the little things first and kind of go from there. It's not as hot as I thought it would be, so that's a good thing. And I'm excited to have a school that's indoors. My last school was outside, so like I couldn't decorate my classroom door and things like that because we were outside. Kids walk by and just tear stuff off the door, etc., etc. So I really didn't get that, but it's got a hallway and it's inside, so I'm very, 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 very excited to make it my own. I like that the walls are painted. So now I'm thinking about like what theme, or like, oh y'all, this is the pits. What I can do to like bring it in together. Yeah, it's a lot of thinking because I don't know where I want my desk to go. I'm probably gonna call my mom and ask her where she thinks I should put it. That's definitely what I'm gonna do. So yeah, let's get moving. Okay, so I left my measuring tape at home, so I was gonna measure out like the 6 feet apart. So I listened to my sister and my mom, and they told me to put my feet like, you know, in step. So I've been doing 7 because I wear size 10, if that even matters. But I've been doing 7, and so I'm just trying to like set it up, and then tomorrow I'm gonna bring my actual measuring tape back and redo it. And basically what I'm doing is I'm pairing the 2 desks, but I'm gonna put an X next to the desk that they can't sit in, because basically my school wants us to try to keep as many items in the classroom as we can, just in case, or prayerfully when everything clears up and we're able to go back into the classroom full time as regular. We don't want to have to bring all these desks back upstairs and things like that. So I'm trying to do my best to keep everything in my classroom that I can. So I figured if I at least put the desks together, then if we go back to regular classroom status, then all I gotta do is just take the tape off of, or the signs that I'm gonna make off of the desk that they can't sit in, and then those will just be open desk. Yeah, I think I'm only gonna be able to work with the desk on the floor. As you can see, I still got those to move. But then there's like all of these desks and chairs up here on the countertop. So I think I'm going to start by working with the desks that are already on the floor. Sorry, I'm trying to set my tripod back up. I'm gonna start with working with the desks that are already down here on the floor. And I may just have to leave these desks up. Or my mom was suggesting I just sit them along the back wall and just put, again, the papers that say that they can't sit there. So, back to it. We'll see. I'm feeling very stuck. So I'm thinking I might put them all out in like rows, like straight back rows, and maybe do the X's that way. See if maybe I could fit more desks, because I feel like if I skip a desk, like one skip, and like rotate it, that'll probably suffice. This is difficult, okay? Okay, let's try if I go by my current plan, then I can only fit 11 students in the classroom at a desk if I go with the current plan, which is to, like I said, somebody would sit here, this one will be don't sit, and then this one will be another student. So kind of doing every other, making sure that they're within that 6 feet apart, and then keeping the rows 6 feet apart as well. I would have 11 students able to sit down. So if anything, I could add maybe some space in between the chairs so that they're 3 feet apart, and then everybody will just have to keep their mask on, which I didn't want. But the classes are not as long here as they were at my last school. My last school, you had 1.5 hour long classes, whereas here it's more like 45 minutes, 50 minutes. But I know going into the grocery store, I'd be about to pass out wearing that mask. So I wanted to try to make it, you know, better for them. But when you consider like walking space and making sure they have room to get to their destinations without being up on each other, I would only be able to fit 11. So what I'm gonna do is the desks that I'm not using that were on the floor already, I'm gonna stack those up and just kind of put them to the back of the classroom maybe. And I'll just bring it up when I go meet with my principal later and see how he wants to proceed, because I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 desks that I'm not utilizing right now. So if this was a typical day, I would put them in groups of 4. But we are gonna work with what we've got, and what we've got is a pandemic going on and regulations and rules that we have to abide by. So I'm not gonna spend too much more time on the desk. I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, get those out of the way, kind of add some stuff to my teacher list, try to take this tape off this board, and just try to get a consensus of what I wanna do around the room. So, yeah. So there's no telling how long that marker has been up there, but it will not come off. So I'm gonna have to get some dry erase board cleaner, and it's kind of like coming out of the wall. So I need to ask them to it back in the wall. Okay, so I'm kind of stuck. Well, I'm not stuck, but today was more so getting a sense for the room, a feel for the room, and just trying to see what spacing I was working with, doing the whole 6 feet apart. And, you know, I watched a lot of people on YouTube and they made it look so much easier, or they either had bigger rooms than I do. But I think that this will work. As of right now, with our percentages, 70% of the school is projected to be virtual. So I don't think that we will have that many inside of the classrooms. But like I said, right now I can seat 11, and I still have 13 desks and chairs available. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of look around the room, start brainstorming, and generating ideas of what I want to do with the rest of the classroom, as far as like my walls and what I want to put up. I definitely want to decorate my door. We're gonna have to do something about this whiteboard because, like I said, it's coming out of the wall. But overall, I am still like super, uber, duper excited. So like I said, it's been 3 years since I first started teaching, and I had a teacher channel. And so there was like, you know, I can link videos as far as like when I saw my classroom for the first time and things like that. But once the school year started, it was really hard for me to like keep up with it. So I decided to reactivate my teacher videos, but I think I'm just going to keep them on this channel, and continue to do my vlogs or continue to do, my like motivational videos and things like that, inspirational videos. I'll still do that, but I just want to have maybe like a teacher playlist where I post things as far as teaching is concerned. I can definitely say that this was a much better classroom to start with than the 2 that I had before. So I taught middle school for 1 year, and that classroom, it's like it had 2 sides to it. Like I said, I'll try to insert clips or either post the video in the description below. But it had like 2 sides to it. So I tried to like make one side my studio and make one side the classroom. But it was lockers that they weren't using in there. The closet where the storage stuff was supposed to go, it was just a whole bunch of old stuff, and it was bad. But it wasn't as bad as my second school. When I transitioned to high school, the teacher left, and when I say it was stuff in there from 1974, like it was really, really bad. I know I have clips of that that I'll put in. And then we started the school year out. I had no AC in that room. So I was doing all of the like breaking down and moving stuff in the dead of the heat. So that was definitely an experience. And so I cleaned that classroom up, got it to where I wanted it to be, made it look really nice. And then because we had no AC, they transferred my classroom. So I had to redesign and do a new classroom, where I finally felt at home and kind of got, you know, established in where I was. And that classroom was definitely much better. It still had a lot. I just used to going into classrooms with a lot of junk and stuff that people should have taken with them, or that they should have threw out before they even left, or while they were still in the classroom, that they didn't. This classroom, not the case. A lot of this stuff is cleaned out. There's not much in the cabinets except for things that I can use. They have like paper and turn-in bins and things like that. But because of the pandemic, we are trying to be 100% technology based. So everything that I do, I want to try to keep it. Each one of our students get their own iPads. So I want to try to keep it where they can do it digitally, so that we are eliminating the turning in and touching of papers that other people touched and things like that. So I'm trying to, like I said, think of ways that I can make this my home. And I want to make sure that it's something that's welcoming for those students that are coming back into the classroom, and that will not be doing virtual. I want to make sure that it's something that we both look forward to coming to, whether that's wearing masks or whether that's not wearing masks, you know, still wanting to make sure that we're comfortable and that it's a space that they enjoy. So I think what I'm going to do now is continue to admire my clean room and kind of brainstorm how I want to decorate it, set it up, make it look nice, and put my splat on it. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. Figure out what I'm gonna do with this teacher corner. Flag over the top of me, bleh. But yeah, I'm very excited, you guys. I'm like trying so hard not to immediately go to Target and go crazy. So please pray for me. But yeah, I know I want to do a voice level wall, but I don't know where to put it because I have the board and then I have this TV, and I need them to be able to see basically, like, you know, I'm gonna put the voice level and then have a light next to it that I can push, and whatever the light is on, that's what level they should be at. So I'm gonna start brainstorming, thinking of some designs and thinking of some ideas, and yeah, that's about it. So I'll let y'all peep just a little bit as my list continues to grow and I start brainstorming and all of that kind of stuff. So I got my simple list. I stopped on the to buy part because I need to do some of the things on the to do part first so I can figure out what the to buy part is. But I know I need to declutter the desk. So the desk that I'm sitting at, it has some stuff in the drawers, but it's really like light stuff. I need to come up with how I'm going to decorate my desk. So I normally decorate the top because I don't like this plain like look, and then decorate the front as well. So I need to empty out the cabinets. So I have a file cabinet that's right here next to me, and there's a lot of like papers and folders and stuff in it. So I need to empty that out. I want to wipe off all of the desk and chairs. I'll probably do it today, or I'll do it tomorrow, and then I'll come back and do it right before school starts as well. And then I need to figure out what I'm going to do with my walls. So again, like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, I will be teaching career and personal skills. So I'm thinking like a lot of, you know, posters about like different jobs, inspirational posters, things like that. I definitely want to put up. I've been seeing around like the inspiration or affirmation mirror like thing, and I think that's pretty nice. The only thing is, you know, doing middle school, the girls will probably stay in the mirror, and I definitely don't want that. So I'm trying to decide, and then trying to figure out where I would actually put it is a question as well. So just trying to figure out what I want to do with all of the wall space that I have, and it's good walls. My last school, it was like cement, because like I said, we were outside, and so I couldn't really adhere anything to it. Stuff kept falling down, so it was very sad. But I also need to figure out what I'm going to do. I just said plan teacher corner. So figure out what I'm going to do with my wall space. I always try to make a space that's like, you know, for me and what I like. So that way I have my like, you know, space that even if I'm sitting in my classroom, you know, I'm planning or after school, staying late, grading papers or whatever, it's got a feng shui that fits me. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this space. I got to figure out how to get this cabinet unlocked. As you heard the teacher earlier, they think it might be some PE or gym like stuff in there. So just got to figure out who is going to unlock that and how to get it unlocked so that we can get in there and see what's inside. I have a bulletin board in the back of my classroom, so I need to come up with a design for that. I need to figure out what I'm going to bring from my old school and what I'm going to just leave there. I want to do a little more research on the smart board, because if I'm able to use it as a whiteboard and things like that, then I think I'm going to just cover up this whiteboard or ask them to take it down, this whiteboard that's at the front of the class, because it's not good quality. And so I don't want to be marking on it and then leaving streaks and things like that. So I'm going to do a little more, because again, being an elective teacher in my other schools, the core teachers got like the TVs and things like that. So I've never had one as far as a classroom is concerned. So I want to just kind of research more so I can make sure I know how to use it, the best ways to use it, and again, see if I can eliminate this whiteboard that's in the center of the wall, and I can maybe use it as another, like I said, design space, and cover it that way. And then lastly, I think I want to do this idea. At first I was going to call it like quarantine something, or like try to play on the whole COVID like word. But I think I'm just going to call it a break room, because I do teach career and personal skills. So trying to like tie everything that we do into, like, my corner is going to be called the CEO's office, like, you know, so just trying to tie it into the business world so that, again, they're being exposed to that. So I think I want to have an area like my student center and call it like the break room, and have, of course, like, you know, hand sanitizer, you know, mask or gloves or, you know, tissues, like things like that. So that way, if they need those items, they have them. So I think I need to develop that more. So I just put develop break room idea. So it came to me, but now I need to like think about how it will work. Definitely got to make sure I put rules up there, and just have to do more like in-depth thinking. So I think I'm going to stop recording for a little bit so I can kind of look on my phone, on Pinterest, things like that. And then I'll probably start heading downstairs, see if they're available to talk curriculum and run my ideas past them before I get ready to head out. Like I said, this is an amazing classroom, so I didn't have to do, you know, as much as I did in my other rooms, My other rooms, it was not enough time in the day for me to get those things ready. But now being able to see this, I'm definitely excited, and I know that it'll be able to come together. So now I just gotta write the vision, make it plain, and design and decide what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to take a pause right here and kind of do some self things, and then I will come back and I guess tell you guys how the meeting went and feedback that my principal gave on the curriculum that I'm planning. So this is my teacher notebook for the year. I am a happy planner advocate. Let me see if I can bring y'all back some. I feel like y'all like in my face. But I am a happy planner advocate. And so they came out with notebooks as well. So they actually have like lined paper in them. So I got this one. It says a good education can change a good teacher, or a good education can change anyone. A good teacher can change everything. So I thought that was really nice. So I started like basically I wrote down like the course description, and then I started breaking down like the units and my plan for teaching and what each lesson would be called. So I kind of stopped. I'm thinking about doing 5 units, and I stopped on unit 4 because I was like, I'm going a little in depth, and he could be like, yeah, I don't like that, and I don't want to get too far. So I just kind of stopped. But I'm basically in a teacher's dream, creating my own curriculum, following my own, guide. And because this is something I'm very passionate about as far as business and things like that is concerned, it's right up my alley. So I got my little teacher notebook here, and I'm going to continue to do some classroom designing or classroom planning, and then go downstairs and see if they have a moment to chat with me to go over some of the ideas that I have. So I'll be back once I finish that, and I'll probably be back in my car, and I'll just give you guys a brief synopsis of his thoughts and what he said and what I'm going to be focusing on moving forward. So